if y'all had to have seen it by now. I think what is it, Michael Walters? He's like the Secretary of Defense or whatever that guy is. Basically, there's a group chat of people who are in charge of our national security, and one of them accidentally inserted a reporter for the Atlantic into their text thread talking about war plans against, I believe it was the Houthis. They was about to attack 2 hours prior, and I just want to say, I think it's very telling that they had rather slandered this reporter just to be like, yeah, we fucked up. I think it's very telling they do everything to discredit this man, this reporter, other than just saying, yeah, that was crazy.
But you know what I don't like about the whole thing is that, I don't like none of it, really. I think I'll take it back. I don't like, everything is equally disliked on this. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that is like, that irks me is like, the ideal of what a man is and what he's supposed to be is to be able to hold accountability and take responsibility. Yeah. Right? That's how you grow.
Are you saying this is an administration of betas? Is that where you had it?
That's, yeah. Whatever
the only degree. It ain't to that, it gets to the only degree. I have not seen this administration take accountability for anything.
Me, whatever they consider beta and alpha, this is not the ideal alpha thing for me. Yeah. Like, cause for me is, you grow the most through your losses and through your mistakes. Mm-hmm. And you show that by saying, hey, we made a mistake, we shouldn't have done this, we would do better. And you could have just moved on. Yeah. And even myself, we would have laughed.
I would have been impressed.
Yeah. I would have laughed. Yeah. I would have said, you know what, this is still amateur hour.
Yeah, somebody still need to be held accountable.
But I'm just gonna be like, hey, they said they did it. Yeah. You have dragged this so far.
If Trump would have came out, this is unacceptable. This should have never happened.
Oh, if Trump would have,
I would have been like, okay, that's crazy.
We are moving some.
That's some transparency and accountability that I can get behind right now. Everybody was like, nah. First, I
don't even know who this is. I don't know who this guy is. Anyway.
First, it's not classified.
Okay.
Which was crazy. P. Hegseth came out denying, we ain't put no classified in there.
We didn't do it.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I heard. We didn't do that like that.
Yeah. And then we got to the point where the dude, after I guess the attack happened, he was like, well, ain't no harm in it now. They released them text messages. He had to put the text messages out.
He was like, I didn't know, one, if they was messing with me, and then I put this out here, and then they'll make me look like a fool. Mm-hmm. And then two, if it is, then this is national security.
This is sensitive information.
This is sensitive information, and I should not be putting this out before it happens. Yeah. So he was like, either one, I don't believe it, and if it is true, I shouldn't be putting it out before it happens. Yeah. And he said he seen it happen. It was like, oh,
this was real. This was not a drill. It's like, why? The most responsible person in the room shouldn't be the reporter.
No,
it should be the people in charge of our national security.
And you know what's crazy is in an administration who only cares about the bottom line. There was a man who was a part of this mishap who could have done something for his own bottom line and didn't.
Yep,
he could have benefited so much.
This could have been. And my thing is,
imagine knowing Luka was going to be traded 3 nights before.
Oh man,
as a reporter,
is going to be crazy.
As a reporter,
that would have made your career.
You got a spot on ESPN for a little bit.
Based on everything, I just feel like Luka's gonna go to the.
Imagine breaking it.
Man, you crazy. Luka ain't going over there.
Boom.
Number one, you above Stephen A.
Yeah, well, you ain't above that.
You are for the week.
You above Skip.
I mean, it ain't hard to do these days. That ain't hard to do these days. But yeah, man, this whole situation is ridiculous. I think this is an opportunity they just are still fumbling. Now they at the point where they perjuring themselves. Tulsi Gabbard, they catching her. Everybody who up there gonna have to catch some type of L.
But what do these punishments really mean anymore now?
It don't mean nothing, man. They gonna sweep this under the rug. Mm-hmm. I don't like how the right and media is just trying to downplay this. Like, these soldiers could have lost. This got in the wrong hands. it could have been bad for our people.
I did not like that. I did not.
And they really cavalier about how, it was an accident. Jesse Waters, you know how like sometimes you put somebody in the group chat by mistake, but it's not really that big of a deal. Except when it comes to the heads of our national security, that should have been a slip up.
Imagine somebody accidentally putting your giving out your social security number by accident.
Oops. It happens.
Yeah.
When y'all already have y'all own technology, y'all should be like, they got skivs or whatever, they contact each other.
First of all, from my understanding, with stuff like that, they go in the room with no devices and have them conversations.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even a conversation they regularly have over text like that. And if they do,
not text,
like you said, well, like you say, if it is over devices, then it's some of the most secure.
Yeah. Not an app that people just casually use.
They say they go in rooms with no windows and door. With only one door. You come in, you leave your stuff outside, and we have these discussions. We about to drop something on somebody.
We discussing weather plans and payloads. Like, what you talking about? It's not, the litmus test is not hard, man. If anybody trying to like defend this bullshit, the litmus test is not hard to prove. If they wouldn't talk about it openly on Twitter before the attack, it's classified.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Yeah.
If that's not something you openly talk about, it's classified.
My issue is, man, just take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I hear these men especially say about women when they say these women don't take accountability of it and of the things they do. And here it is, administrator mostly made up of men.
Mm-hmm.
And in this situation, it was mostly men. If not all men that was in this situation, who are not taking accountability for this.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tosi's in there.
Mostly men.
And it's like, and the what about? I don't like whataboutism, but we know if this was under the Biden administration, they'd be losing their mind right now. Yeah. You could have got U.S. soldiers killed.
That's why
DEI that they would have been having a field day.
I tell you what, I say this much.
What?
If DEI was still in, this wouldn't happen.
This wouldn't happen. If we still had the current Joint Chief of Staff, this would have happened.
This would not have happened.
But your boy,
we still had the same checks and balances for stuff like this.
Wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't have had this.
But somebody just casually dropped that into an unsecure line like that, and they were saying that one of them was in Russia when they was doing the text, and it was like, I'm sure somebody in Russia caught that somewhere. They was like, we don't know how far back this goes, or they just casually text, and they might ain't no telling who got our information out there. And then they tried to implement my man, like maybe it was something nefarious that he, worked his way into the, the group chat. And I'm like, man, if that's all it takes to get
again, if a journalist is able to get that, what do you think our enemies are doing?
Like, come on, man.
So even if we are going to go with that narrative, what about our enemies?
Either way you want to spend it, we look stupid, and it makes it look worse. If a reporter was able to find his way into that group chat, you're trash. If you accidentally added the reporter, you trash.
If you keep sending messages like that in a group chat,
trash.
Where you at least ain't got these numbers saved. Because I would like to know, because what did you have the name signed? What did you have the number saved?
I think he said he thought he was somebody else with the same initials. And I was like, well, I mean, you should probably just double check that to make sure that actually was. And now I'm seeing the reports of there was somebody else who hadn't been officially elected to the cabinet yet that was also in the text thread that shouldn't have been in there because he hadn't been officially affirmed.
Well, he closer than the reporter, so anything, unless it was a McDonald's worker, anything is gonna be bad. But I'm saying we be like you, the journalist. That's like saying that's like I'm a part of a crime syndicate, and I accidentally let a detective in our group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Or my bad. Go just
no, or you just the old movie trope where a young kid comes in and you befriends the gangster bring him out. Oh, he's cool. He's with me. That's who he is. He the gangster bringing the cool dude in, thinking that he cool.
Just
Trash.
trash.